Alright guys, what the hell is going on with Warner Brothers and the DC cinematic universe within the movies? Because with recent news and articles and all these reports and rumors coming out, it leaves me, a DC fan, but also a Marvel fan, I'm a comic book fan in general, it leaves me kind of like worried about what's going on with, our characters of Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, and all these other characters that are about to be introduced into the movies, on movie screens everywhere with DC's cinematic universe. Now, I'm making this video because the last couple months it's been very hard for DC movie fans in general, just with the news that has been coming out, with Ben Affleck not directing the Batman movie, to him, maybe not liking the role and maybe stepping away from being the Batman, having, script rewrites and all that shit, and then having, The Flash have a director leave and they're rewriting that script as well, and all these, rumors and reports and news coming out. It just leaves us DC fans wondering what the hell's going on over at Warner Brothers camp, and why can't they get their shit together when they're making basically what Marvel has been doing since 2008. Now, like I stated before, I am a fan of both Marvel and DC. I've been a fan of Marvel and DC since I was a little kid, when I grew up, either watching the Spider-Man animated series or watching the Batman animated series on Cartoon Network. Those were some of the best shows that I grew up watching, and those two characters, Spider-Man and Batman, helped me delve more into the world of both Marvel and DC. But I don't want to have this video focus on Marvel itself. I actually just want to focus on DC, because if you actually think about what they're building with their cinematic universe, and this is kind of a rant and discussion I want to get started with, either just DC fans in general or fans of the DC movies that have been coming out, because this whole DC cinematic universe basically started with Man of Steel, and I actually really liked Man of Steel. I thought that was a really cool concept, and I actually liked the way they portrayed Superman. Superman is not my favorite DC character, but I can understand why a lot of people like him and hold him in such high regard as their favorite superhero. And I like the realistic take that Man of Steel did with a new Superman coming into a world where he's learning his powers. It's his first day on the job, and of course him fighting Zod and everything. And if you have not seen the movie yet, I'm going to leave a lot of spoilers for either Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and Suicide Squad, but Man of Steel left the whole city of Metropolis being destroyed, and I got that whole sense, Superman's new to this. I mean, when you have superpowered beings, there's going to be a lot of destruction. So I really liked that movie, and I thought it was a really good step for where DC's cinematic universe was going to be going. Now, I know a lot of people for Man of Steel was very mixed. I completely understand that. But then with Batman v Superman, this has got the whole hype going. I was so hyped for Batman v Superman, all the marketing that went into it, and of course, as it started to get closer, the rumors start coming about, and then eventually I go to see it, and I kind of left mixed, and I did not like that with the fact that this movie had Batman in it. My favorite DC character, Batman. I'm watching the movie, and I just kind of sat there and was like, I want to like this. I like some parts in this movie, but overall the movie was so convoluted and so disjointed. I was like, this isn't how when I go to see Marvel. I have to bring up Marvel again because Marvel has basically laid the groundwork for what it takes to make a cinematic universe. They've been taking it slow. They've been building their characters. They've had this story planned out since day one, and they've gone phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. And you look at DC and you look at Batman v Superman in particular, there's at least 6 storylines going on throughout that whole movie, and it feels so crammed, and everything's just being thrown at the wall and trying to see what sticks. And I don't get what the hell DC is doing, and Warner Brothers in general, because they had a lot of good material that they could have built up to, and I feel like they wasted a lot within a lot of their movies, and especially within Batman v Superman, because not only did you have Batman v Superman, you also had, spoiler alert, the death of Superman. You also had Doomsday show up. You had a whole bunch of subplots with the cubes and Apocalypse, with the Dark Side and all these other aliens coming to Earth, and then setting up Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Cyborg, all these other characters. They've shoehorned so much into that movie that it felt so cramped, and it just felt like they just sped through 8 movies worth of material. And it leaves me very concerned, because I thought Suicide Squad was going to be something where we're going to be going to see that. It's going to lift our spirits. It's going to be that one movie we go to see, and it's going to make everyone feel better about the DC cinematic universe as a whole. And it really didn't. It wasn't that good of a movie. I enjoyed seeing Harley Quinn on the big screen, seeing Deadshot played by Will Smith. I enjoyed it, but the overall movie wasn't that good. It was, like I said, it's like I've heard a lot of people say, it was a music video of a movie, and I get a lot of my news because I like to follow Collider movie news, and also the Schmoes know I like these guys. They're my source for go-to movie news and all that stuff because I like the personalities and the people working there. They're very cool, and this is where I get a lot of my news, and they felt the same way too. And this leaves me like wondering, it's like, why can't DC get it right? Because honestly, on the TV front, they're doing great with Supergirl. I mean, it's a cheesy show, but I really enjoy it. Arrow and Flash are two of the best DC film shows out there, and Legends of Tomorrow has been kicking ass recently by adding in so many cool characters and Easter eggs and just having an overall fun feel to it. Like, the DC cinematic universe on TV is killing it right now. I absolutely love the shows that they have on there, but I don't understand what's going on with DC on the movie front, because not only do we have Wonder Woman coming up, I really hope that Wonder Woman is a good movie, because the trailers have been really good. It's been very bright and colorful, and it has a new feel being in World War I, and finally getting a movie with Wonder Woman. This is the most iconic superheroine of all time. This is Wonder Woman we're talking about, and the fact that she's about to be getting her first movie ever, I'm really hoping that that's good. But with recent news of, The Flash going through a page one rewrite, having the director or multiple directors leave the project, and now recently with the Batman movie being Ben Affleck was supposedly going to direct, produce, and write the script. He was writing the script with Jeff Johns, who is iconic in the DC comic world. Those two were writing the movies, and I'm not sure what the fuck just happened, because not only is Ben Affleck not directing the movie, but they went through, they threw out the script that he wrote apparently, and then they had to do a whole rewrite, and then news came out saying that that everything's fine and stuff, and then they were looking for another director to replace him, and word was that Matt Reeves, who has been in charge of Cloverfield and also Planet of the Apes franchise recently, that seemed like a very good choice. But recently, that news came out that he wasn't in talks anymore, or at least it's gone cold for right now. And not only that, but the script that they originally had, there's mixed reviews, either people saying that they love it or they're not even using it at all, and the reports that Ben Affleck might not. I mean, that's just rumor right now. I'm not saying that that's absolutely gospel right now, but rumor going around that Ben Affleck does not want to play Batman anymore, and it leaves a DC fan kind of wondering, what the hell's going on over there? Are there too many cooks in the kitchen? What the hell is going on over there? And I just wanted to get a conversation started with people that are fans of DC Comics, and just the movies in general, because as a comic book fan, I pray that comic book movies in general turn out good, because looking at Marvel, I always pray that a Marvel movie is going to be good. And hearing that Logan recently is getting some rave reviews, I'm really looking forward to seeing that movie as well. But you see those rave reviews coming in for DC movies, because Batman v Superman was very mixed. So was Man of Steel, and Suicide Squad, I mean, it was enjoyable, but it wasn't a very good movie. And I'm really hoping that Justice League and Wonder Woman can turn it around on the DC Cinematic Universe movie front, because if that's not the case, then I think they're screwed moving forward, and I just don't get why they're rushing and not putting so much faith in the actors, the producers, and the directors to do their job and get the story out there, because the number one thing that I think that DC doesn't have that Marvel is doing is they don't have that one guy who is the visionary. He has the plan, he has the vision of, we're starting at point A, here's point A, here's point B, this is how we're gonna get there. But for DC, it just seems like here's point A, we have no idea where point B is, so let's just go start traveling around, and we'll get there when we get there and when we decide what point B is gonna be. And I feel like they need a Kevin Feige over at DC Films. Now, I know I'm going back and forth between Marvel and DC, but I just really don't know what's going on right now, and I just want to get a conversation started in the comments with DC fans in general, just talking about DC movies, hoping that Wonder Woman's going to be good, and the overall fact that the TV universe seems to be doing very well with their crossover that they recently had last year with Supergirl, Arrow, Flash, and Legends. I thought that was an awesome crossover that they did. They said it was a 4-parter. It technically was a 3-parter. Supergirl was just, that prequel to the overall crossover, but I think they are absolutely killing it on the TV front, and I don't get why they can't do it on the DC front in movies, and it just gets me really pissed and worried. And every time I see a news article or a report or rumor pop up on my Twitter feed, my heart skips a beat whenever it deals with DC, because I am not confident in the news that they're putting out for their products. Wherever I see Marvel, and especially with their video teaser that they came out for Avengers Infinity War, I saw that and I was grinning ear to ear. I was so happy, and DC just hasn't been doing it for me right now, and I'm really sad, because looking around on my desk right here, I have a lot of Batman and DC products on my desk. I also have Marvel as well. I have a Batman card set. I have Batman. I actually have Batman v Superman shot glasses. I got this for my birthday. I also have, you know, the encyclopedias, a visual history of both Batman, DC, and Marvel, and I have two of the most iconic Batman comics, being Batman Death in the Family and Batman Killing Joke. Now, I'm a big Batman fan, but I'm also, like, I love DC and I love Marvel, so... And I also have, oh yeah, I also have a picture of Barry Allen and Oliver Queen, both Grant Gustin and Stephen Amell, in their outfits on my desk, and I'm just a huge superhero geek. I love this stuff, and it sucks I have to make a video just expressing my utter disappointment with what DC has been doing, and just leaving me wondering, it's like, why can't they get it right? So I want to hear from you guys about my video. I know this has been a rant, and just like, I've been all over the place for this video, but I definitely want to hear from you guys. What are your overall thoughts of the DC cinematic universe? Are you guys fans of DC, and how disappointed are you with how they've been handling either the news coming out and their overall movies? Have you been fans of the movies? Because there are good moments within these movies, like Ben Affleck playing Batman is absolute awesome. I think he was such a great choice, and I loved getting to see Harley Quinn interact with not only the Joker, but other characters and being brought to life on the big screen by Margot Robbie. I thought those are some great highlights. There are some others, but I just don't want to rant on this any more than I need to, so leave comments down below about what you guys overall think is going on at Warner Brothers in DC, and I just want to get in touch with my other DC fans out there and just get the conversation started. I'm not trying to be negative. I just want to get a nice conversation going about what we feel that DC is either doing right and wrong, talk about the positives and the negative, and just get that conversation going, because I love superhero stuff, and I pray for all movies coming out that's either based on a comic book, either Marvel or DC, does well, so that way we can just have many, many more for years to come. And I hope that tends to be the trend, because Marvel's kicking ass, and I really hope soon that DC starts kicking some ass as well, with Wonder Woman and Justice League about to be coming out, you know, this year with Wonder Woman, and then later on down the line with Justice League. So that's it for this video, guys. If you like what I had to say, leave a like, and definitely leave comments down below about whether you disagree with me or not. Like, I definitely want to hear your sides of the story too. If you agree with me, that's great. If you don't, that's great too. I want to hear your side of it too. So definitely leave comments down below. I'm done ranting on this. That's it for this video, guys. And check out my channel. Do all that shit. I don't really care. This is just a conversation I want to get started. So I'll talk with you guys in either another video down the line. So that's it for this video, guys. All right, guys. See you later.